This video is going to show you how to fill in the gaps in between your coils on your clay coil flower pot. To begin with, you're going to need your earthenware clay, and we're going to be making marble-sized balls to be able to fill in between. And when I put one in, I find an opening. It goes in there, and then with one finger or your thumb, just simply press that in. We'll take care of smoothing everything out a little bit later on in this video. So I'm going to continue on making those marble-sized and filling in. Check your base coil as well down in the bottom. If you have a hole at the center, make sure that that is filled in as well. If you have some very small places, make those a little bit smaller. Think about a very small marble. Maybe not even quite that big, maybe a little less. Once you have an area that's filled in, you can either continue right on, or you can work to get one area smoothed out using the metal rib. I'm going to get these filled in, and then I'm going to continue on using the metal rib for this area before I proceed on to another area. If you built your coils up above the plastic form, make sure when you add those marbles you remember to give that support with your hand behind there. And I'll press that one in. I need a couple more there, and then we'll talk about how to use the metal rib. Make sure you remember to give that support so we don't push over our walls that we worked hard to create. Now, I've got the area filled in, and I'm going to proceed on using the metal rib. The metal rib looks like this. If there's clay on there, just go ahead, slide that right off of there. You're going to notice it's very pliable, and it will bend both ways. Please do not fold these in half, as that will then ruin the metal rib for us to use in class. But when I begin using it, I'm going to just be letting that go right against and follow that form of my clay project. So when I come in, I'm going to start down where I've got support from the plastic form before I work up where I have to give the support for that. And as you do this, you may have some clay that comes off on the metal rib. That is to be expected. While this is smoothing out those marbles we added in there, it's also going to blend together that moist earthenware clay that you use to create your coils. And you should be getting a very smooth place where you've worked. You might see some lines in there from the metal rib, but overall it should be smoothing itself out. Now I'm going to start to work where I have to offer the support, so I've got my hand behind there, and carefully, little less pressure this time because I'm the one giving support. I don't have that plastic form as support back there. Now, if you are working up along the top and you end with things like this, we need to remember everything we've learned about working with clay. Things like this left, when they get to the bisqueware stage, are going to be very sharp. So those will need to be smoothed out. And if there's extra pieces, take those off, put them back in that bag of clay. Inside too, once you've used that metal rib, we do want it very nice and smooth. So just gently rubbing your fingertips over the top of it will smooth that interior right out for you. Now, the base of our flower pot as well, that base coil, we're going to work to smooth that out as well. Now, we do have to be very careful using our metal rib for that part, that we don't end up slicing that rib through the side of our flower pot. So I like to begin at the center and just kind of work in a circular motion, going back and forth a little bit, making sure that I remember to blend that base coil into the walls so that I won't end up with just the walls connected and a separate base coil. This should give you a good start to begin. And from here, you're ready to get working.